Good morning everyone. So I'm here with the video that how I spend my weekend. So let's get into the video.
First, I take a bath, and yeah, here I am. After taking first, I am ready. After taking my breakfast, so I will now start. So here comes the most important part of my weekend. That is, my Korean study time. So I basically study language on my weekends most of the time because I didn't get that much of time to study language during whole weekdays. So yeah, I do study language on my weekends. So basically for studying, I start with my previous lesson that I go through the lessons, I revise the lessons that have been taught by the teacher the previous weekend, and then also I have to do this part because I'm not so good. I focus on my vocabulary and also reading part during this time because obviously learning language is all about lots of vocabularies. I have to learn lots and lots of vocabulary section, and also we have I have to go through many words. I basically read them once, I go through them, then without looking at them I try to write them. If I use them like looking at them and then write, then I just write it twice or thrice to just get in my mind. And also I go through every words. I definitely am not so much good learner that I can't memorize it all the time, so that is why I learn vocabularies. And learning vocabularies are like oceans of words. It's like I get a bundle of words. Everything, when you start learning a language, like everything you see, the sentence, the things around you, everything starts in mind with framing of like you think of the words that should be there, what you pronounce it in your particular native language, what you should pronounce in your learning language. That is all goes through the mind during this period of time. And I have been learning Korean for about a year now, like officially learning under some guidance. That is the main part. I started learning Korean very before, like 2 years before, Hangul and all the basic alphabets and all. But the thing was, I am not so good at you can say I'm not good learner, self-learner. I'm not a good self-learner. I need a guidance. I need a teacher or some mentor to guide me through every step. So I started searching to join some classes and all, and for that I came across King Sejong Institute. There I got chance to learn more and more, and writing a lot made me to even write the words I can't spell properly sometimes. So yeah, I do take a help of a teacher. I do need a help of teacher for learning anything. I'm not a good self-learner for like all the time. I always need a guide of someone to teach me something new. So yeah, that's the main part of my learning process, that I joined the class to learn. And here I basically during this hour of my 1 hour or 2 hour of my revision section, I do lots of vocabularies, lots of reading. While learning language, I felt myself like 7th 8th standard student learning different grammar rules, but also it feels like primary student when I learn vocabularies. Like I have to learn single words. I have to go through every little things to learn that is why I just go deep into that. I take a lot of like learning process. I am not so fast learner also, so yeah, basically I need every time to give my extra to that. For finally I'm done with my revision. Now it's time for real battle. Okay, so as I told you earlier, learning under someone's guidance is what I find more favorable for me, and that's the reason why I joined KSI, where I can learn from native teacher, and also I have friends who have same interest as me and can communicate to them easily, because language is the thing that you need a lot of communication, and for that we need a class environment, we need a friend to communicate. So when we start with a new chapter, we firstly starts with the new vocabulary pronunciation, and for that we have a vocabulary list in our workbooks where we get lots of vocabularies that will be used in the chapter or in other chapters also. So there are list of vocabularies, like 30 to 40 vocabularies are there, and we go through them at the beginning of the chapter, and that vocabularies are like our teacher help us pronounce that, and if we make mistake, he guide to us and also make our mistake correct. For that we have to go through like every part. He also tell us the original word, then again tell us the grammars used with them, or any grammar rule if is used with them. So we have like 15 to 20 minute section for vocabularies, or even sometime more time is taken, and we go through like every part of the vocabulary. There we get to we have to read the vocabularies, we have to pronounce it properly to the teacher, and yeah, we do it together, so that if we may make mistake, our teacher can check our pronunciation all the times. And this is the best part, when you have someone to teach you that you are making mistake over here, and if we are guided properly, this is the best thing. Like we can get out of any part, we can get to learn more in this situation, and also we get a good chance, and it's like very best thing that we have someone who is making us correct at every point. So yeah, I love the reason that I told you that I need a guidance. That's the most important reason, that he make us correct, he make me correct when I am always wrong. After done with the vocabulary section, we come to our textbook, and for this particular video I am starting with the new chapter, that is the 10th chapter of my textbook. And for when the chapter starts, our teacher introduced it, that what we will learn in this chapter, what grammars we will learn in this chapter, and then the part comes that is dialogue listening. We listen to the dialogue. There after listening, we go through the dialogues one by one. We check the spellings, we check the pronunciation of the words, we check the rules used there, but like Bacham rules and all, and then we start practicing the dialogue. We start practicing reading the words, and what are the grammars used, we go through them, and also find out what is new over there. And if we find something new or any new words, I especially write down them over there, that what I have learned new here, and I mentioned the every particular thing or every particular new words that teacher tell us at the particular time. Like I just definitely immediately write it, because I am knowing that I will forget if I think that I will write it some hours later or some time later. So I just go through them, just write it them at the particular time, and then the teacher starts giving us to read it. Like we go through these dialogues one by one from starting to ending in pairs. If there are two persons, then we have to. So basically everyone from the class have to study the whole dialogue in form of conversation. Like if the conversation is between two persons, then the pair of two persons start the conversation in the class. So finally here comes that time when I have to do the dialogue practice, and yeah, I am again not good at it, so I make a lot of mistakes, and I have to get extra teaching from the teacher due to this. But still I try my best all the time. I try to learn more, but this is all due to my nervousness on the camera section part, and I make lots of mistakes during this, and this is why I get nervous all the time. So when finally everyone is done with the dialogue section, we comes to the vocab section, where new vocabularies of the chapters are introduced, and also the extra that are already not mentioned in the books are made familiar to us. I basically write down every new word or anything new I get to know on the sticky notes, so that whenever I open the book, they get popped up and I pay more attention to them. And then we come to the grammar section of the chapter, where we get to know the grammar that will be used or that will be taught in this chapter. And our something named teaches us how to use that grammar, what are the rules to use that grammar, and everything basically related to the grammar part. So I have to also make extra notes for that, like that is not already mentioned in the book, and there is not so much space, so I take the notes down on my notebook. And we like every time the new things comes up, we go through them. And the grammar is also one of the most important part of the language, so yeah, the notes are very important for grammar parts, so I write it down on my own notebook. Like getting the grammar rules and the points is not enough, so I obviously write it down all the things on my notebook. And everything that are required are always available in my notebook, because especially in grammar, because grammar is the important part. And if I make a like mistake of single word, or I miss out any point of the grammar, then I have to face a lot of problem during the sentence formation or even making the correct sentence. So taking grammar notes are more important for me. So I basically note down everything. Then it comes the time to apply that required grammar knowledge on the exercise section. And for that we comes to the workbook. And for workbook we start doing with the exercises. Firstly, we go through the exercises by ourselves. We try to do ourselves. We write down whatever comes to our mind that is correct, and then we wait for the time, like when our teacher will help us. So he go through the things, he make our mistakes clear, and we check everything. Finally, 1.5 hours is over, and now we get 10 minutes break, and after 10 minutes we again resume our class. So okay, see you after 10 minutes. I'm gonna go on my break and enjoy my 10 minutes time. Yeah, during break I have tea, my mom and this little cutie. I also sometimes spend my 10 minutes break at my rooftop balcony, as it's really very pretty in the evening time. And obviously it helps me to relax my mind. I want that 10-minute peace to gather my mind at a one place. I get very hectic due to this all situation. Like I have to concentrate 1.5 hours continuously. So I enjoy my 10 minutes break most of the time at my rooftop, because it's very healing to me at that particular break of 10 minutes. Yes, we are back after the break, and now again we resumes the class. And now I have to do the exercise section of the textbook. So first we start with doing the exercises by ourselves, then we cross check it with our teacher. And also one of the most important part is here, that while doing the workbook and textbook exercise, our teacher make us read it aloud, like one question one student read. And during these textbook and workbook exercises, every student get at least one time chance to read the sentence, and in that way also we do our reading practices during the doing exercise section too. By now everything is completed for chapter 10 first part, and if any grammar point is left, then I also make the note for that. And for now we are done with the part 1 of the chapter 10 with grammar rules, with vocabularies, and with my grammar notes. And now we will move to the next part of the chapter, that is part 2 of the chapter 10. It's done for the part 2 of the chapter 10, and that is again we have to go through the same process, like from listening dialogues to reading the dialogues one by one by each one of us. And then we go to the grammar points, then there are vocabularies. We again learn new vocabularies, and also the new grammar is introduced in this part. And in this way this session is almost completed. But as it is now almost 3 hours completed, so we will now move to the end of the class, and the exercise and the workbook section will be covered in the next weekend class, that will be on my Saturday.
It comes the end of my 3-hour class, and also took me 30 minutes extra, as I have to do some pronunciation practice with my teacher after the class, as I made mistake during the dialogue practice. And it's almost 8:35 here, so I will have my dinner and will enjoy some K-pop dramas. And this is not my every weekend schedule. As for language, it's same, but for now my colleges are off for semester breaks. I don't study for my subjects after this, but if classes are there, I do study for the take my classes on Monday. So now, for now, I will go to sleep. So good night. See you in the next video.